We're reading in the Holy Gospel according to Luke.
Glory to you, Lord.
Jesus addressed this parable to those who were convinced of their righteousness and despised everyone else. Two people went up to the temple area to pray. One was a Pharisee and the other a tax collector. The Pharisee took up his position and said this prayer to himself. "O God, I thank you that I am not like the rest of humanity. Greedy, dishonest, adulterous. Or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week. I pay tithes on all of my income." But the tax collector stood off at a distance and would not even raise his eyes to heaven, but beat his breast and prayed, "O God, have mercy on me, a sinner." I tell you, the latter went home justified, and not the former. He who exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Last week, we heard Jesus tell us about the necessity to be persistent in our prayer. Today, Jesus talks to us about how we should pray. Jesus tells us of two people going to the temple to pray. One of them is a tax collector and the other a Pharisee. The Pharisee begins his prayer by telling God how good he is and how thankful he is that he's not like the rest of humanity. And the tax collector, he begins his prayer bent over in the corner, not even looking up to heaven. And then he begins by asking God for mercy because he's a sinner. Jesus quickly tells us that the tax collector went home justified and the Pharisee did not. The Mass, the Eucharistic celebration, which we are celebrating today, is the official prayer of the Church. How do we begin every Mass that we celebrate? We begin by admitting to God that we are sinners, and we ask Him for His forgiveness. It is only then that we continue our celebration in the liturgy of the Word and the liturgy of the Eucharist, the official prayer of the Church. The message Jesus is telling us is not that Pharisees are bad and tax collectors are good. These roles could have been switched. In today's world, we can have a tax collector saying, "Lord, thank God I'm not like those hypocrites who go to church every Sunday and then don't practice what they preach during the week." The lesson Jesus wants us to learn is how we should pray. We should begin all our prayers by admitting that we are sinners and asking for God's forgiveness. then and only then are we in a position to present our needs to the Father.
How do you feel, Frank?
Well, like I mentioned to you at lunch, I'm the one I mentioned sometime today, that it was a difficult gospel for me and again, these are vague areas, the difference between a homily, a sermon, and so on, but I had a hard time considering it a homily, but what I prayed on, and what all my looking around and researching, this is what came to me, and I knew that this is where I should go with it. And it was a